Hope all is well out there. I won't take up too much of y'all precious folks' time. I will be bringing one scripture out of the book of Romans chapter 3, verse 23. Please bear with me. I'm now in the book of Romans chapter 3, verse 23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. I'm going to go back over this verse one more time before I break it down to the public. In the book of Romans chapter 3, verse 23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So I'm about to break this first down shortly to the public, people. I'm drained, but you know what? I'm still going to get my work done. Okay. This beginning part of that verse, people. For all have sinned. See, we all have sinned, people. For all have sinned. Sin meaning anything contrary against the will of God, against His laws that He set in place for us to abide by. Sin means deliberately. Deliberately mean you just don't sin to sin. Deliberately mean intentionally, as an individual or individuals. As an individual, before you sin, you thought it out to the max, thoroughly, to the T, however you want to think it out, view it. We all have been there and done that. So before you sin, it's something that this thought came to your mind and you thought it out intentionally, which is deliberately, two different words, all exact same meaning. You thought it out. And we made a choice to do it rather than not do it. I'm saying once again, we thought it out intentionally, which is deliberately, to sin before we did it. So instead of not doing it, we made a decision to do it. So we all have been there and done that many times over. Alright, for all have sinned and fall short. Fall means we fell from God's grace. We fell from grace, God's grace. We fell from His mercy. We fell from His goodwill. We fell from a higher position. Fell, fall, two different words, all the exact same meaning. Fall, I'm using fell. Fall, fell, however you want to word it. Whether you fell or fall, we fell from His mercy. We fell from grace. We fell from a higher position. We fell from His goodwill, which is His favor. So, for all have sinned and fall short. Short is His standard, His measures. His standard of measure, meaning God's righteous standard, which is real high. You know, as a human, I'm going to speak for myself and whoever else can, think the same or comprehend the same, or however the case may be. I set high standards for myself, meaning I live by God's high standards, because I don't look through my own lens. I look through His lenses on how He want me to live my life. At the same time, He gave me the free will, and I set high standards now more than anything for myself, spiritually first. So, as an individual, it's good to set high standards for yourself and also hold yourself accountable and live by them. It's hard, but once you do it daily and put up the work, it could become easy. Everyone's not going to live up to your high standards that you set for yourself. If they're not able to, no, they're able to. If they're not willing to compromise, at least meet you halfway, then you don't need to deal with that individual. So that's how God feels about us. We should at least meet Him halfway. Not all the way there. At least you got to compromise, people. It's give and take. So that's how He wants us to. Not just compromise, because there ain't no compromise with Him. Spiritually, He wants to live up to it. He knows it's going to be not easy, but as long as you put work in. Now, us as humans living on this earth, I'm a divine being, so I'm just here as living in this fleshly vessel. I'm speaking to the humans out there. As a human, you should need and should want to set high standards for yourself. That way, when you go about living in a high standard way of living, you're not going to settle for nothing less than what you would go for in yourself. So if you're not willing to settle for nothing less within yourself than anything outside yourself, you're not going to settle for less. That meaning, I'm breaking it down to you, that's how you set high standards for yourself. So if that individual is not willing to meet you halfway there and vice versa, then y'all need to deal with one another. But that's all up to you. You have your free will. But that what that means, short, meaning we fell from God's grace. We fell from his goodwill. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Glory means praise, honor, that we should be praised and honor him. That's what glory means. Definition get a little deeper. Like I said, I'm a little tired, but I'm going to get this word across. So that's what glory means. His honor and praise. We fell from that. We all have. And some still do it intentionally. Me, not no more. The glory of God. When he's the creator of the Most High. So if y'all get a chance, please go in the book of Romans chapter 3, verse 23. That's the book of Romans chapter 3, verse 23. And break it down, the way that you interpret it. Or way God gives you the understanding on how to comprehend it in your own way. Until we meet again, still show up and still work. And strive not to deliberately go out your way to sin. If anything, when you make that mistake, deliberately go to him, ask him for forgiveness sincerely from the heart, and turn around from what you did. And then once he see that you don't go back to doing it again, then he will forgive you. If not, then you just fooling yourself because you can't fool him. Peace.